Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the rainy Carolinas. Yes, we're going old school. Today's topic is going to be who the narcissist searches for. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, who the narcissist is looking for or searching for? The narcissist is looking for an individual who is vulnerable. Perhaps an individual who something had just happened to them, or example, perhaps they lost somebody recently, or they are in a vulnerable position. Perhaps they're looking for love, or they need a job, or they are looking for a friendship, things like that. And the narcissist sees this in the individual who perhaps was you, and they weaponize that against you. In other words, that's when the narcissist, they sink their dirty fangs into this person, make them believe that they are one person when in fact they're somebody completely different. Just like I mentioned on the channel frequently, the narcissist wears a mask. They manipulate every relationship. Relationships with the narcissist are not built on love, honor, and trust. They're built on deceit, lies, and manipulation. But getting back on track, what the narcissist looks for in people, that's one aspect. Vulnerability, someone who is vulnerable. And believe me when I tell you that's a key instrumental part of what the narcissist looks for. Another thing the narcissist looks for is your resources that I mentioned frequently on the channel. Does the individual have resources? Example, do they own a home? Do they have financial resources? Do they have a good job? Are they in shape? Are they taking care of themselves? Do they have a good network of friends? Can they provide things, i.e. resources, to the narcissist? And that most likely, again, if you were in the narcissistic relationship, I'm certain that these first two things, you know what I'm talking about. By the way, if you do know what I'm talking about, please drop comments below. Another thing the narcissist is looking for is an individual who perhaps does not have boundaries. A person that will, let's say, go with the flow or not put a roadblock in front of the narcissist. In other words, they are someone who is accommodating. Perhaps this individual is an empath. Perhaps they're a person who doesn't need to put themselves first. They put other people in front of themselves. Again, that's until you get the wisdom on channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. But that's what the narcissist looks for also, an empath, or someone who will accommodate and who will give in to what the narcissist wants. Keep in mind, everything I'm mentioning is before you know that this individual is a narcissist or a toxic individual. Another thing the narcissist looks for is somebody to provide things for the narcissist, i.e. an errand person, or a person who will go to the store, a person who will pick up the narcissist, drop them off, who basically will be a chauffeur or a pawn or a puppet to the narcissist. Remember, every narcissistic relationship it's a one-way relationship. It benefits the narcissist. It doesn't benefit you. It never has and it never will. Now, you may say, well, no, my relationship was okay for a period of time. Of course it was. That most likely was the love bomb / euphoric stage, when the narcissist was completely manipulating you and making it seem as if they cared about you, or they could fall in love with you, or they had your best interest at heart, or they had good intentions. We know now that none of those are true. What the truth is after the narcissist and you were in the love bomb / euphoric stage, maybe it's a job. Maybe you were the flavor of the month at the workplace for a while. Keep in mind, the narcissist did their homework on you. They did their reconnaissance, and then after that stage, the euphoric / love bomb stage, you entered the devaluation stage, which is for a whole different video. Other things the narcissist looks for are your qualities, meaning, do you have empathy? Do you have love? Do you have beauty and abundance? Are you the bright shining light that I mention on the channel frequently? Of course you are, because you've made it this far in the video. The whole point is that these are the things the narcissist doesn't have. The narcissist is looking for things to extract from an individual, which in this case was you, or is you, to take from, because they don't possess these things themselves. Really play that again and understand what I'm talking about. You see, the narcissist is looking to fulfill or to fill an empty void, an empty, shallow space that is within them. And what they do to fill that void or that space is they take from other individuals, other people who don't know about self-worth, or perhaps don't have boundaries, or perhaps are people pleasers, or certainly who don't have the education, which is another thing. The narcissist is looking for someone who doesn't know about narcissism. Now, that is a big mountain to climb. In other words, for you, the person watching the video, I'm certain that the reason you ended up on my channel is because you probably had to Google narcissism or toxic behavior or something like that, or maybe it was suggested to you on the YouTube algorithm. Point being is many people don't get the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle, but you're getting it. And most likely you have experienced narcissism, or you still are. Perhaps it's a sibling, mom, dad, neighbor, coworker, whomever, but you're getting the education. That's a good thing. Many people don't get the education. Many people stay in the narcissistic relationship, in the narcissistic fog, and they live day in and day out, and they don't have the craving for the information or the knowledge. And that is what the narcissist wants. Keep in mind, the narcissist is looking for someone to not figure out who they are. This is something that you have done and or you are doing. You are putting the pieces of the puzzle together. That is empowerment. That is beautiful. And that is the path. So other things the narcissist is looking for, they're looking for someone to take advantage of, someone to pump them up, someone to put them high on the pedestal and to work for the narcissist. In other words, I mean literally and figuratively. Remember, when you are in a narcissistic relationship, it is expected of you to put all of your dreams, hopes, aspirations, goals, everything about you, your routines on hold, because you are now expected to become an extension of the narcissist. Now, the narcissist, when you first meet them, they're not going to tell you, hey, I'm gonna steal your identity from you, and I'm gonna make you become an extension of me. They don't say any of that. Remember, they manipulate you from the minute you meet them until the very ending of the relationship. When the relationship ends, this is for a whole different video, but the point is, that's when you have to actually go down the rabbit hole and learn about narcissism and narcissistic abuse and figure out how it played a role in your relationship and why you stayed, and perhaps you had to heal childhood wounds and etc., things like that. But the narcissist is looking for someone who doesn't have the education. They don't have the awakening and or the awareness on the narcissistic abusive cycle. And that is advantage for the narcissist until when? Until it isn't. And then you understand about narcissism. That's when you go no contact, block, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with the narcissist, and you begin to live your best life. It's not that easy. There's a mountain of work you have to do. But for this video, I'm explaining to you things the narcissist is looking for. And they're looking for so many things to take from you to elevate themselves. And remember this, they're also looking for someone who's going to believe their false narrative. Keep this one in mind. Many times the narcissist is two different people. One person behind closed doors and one person to the general public. They need to keep that facade alive. They need to look good in the eyes of other people, i.e. the general public. That's why many times the narcissist is the most cruel to the people that are the closest to them. Not always, but many times. Because why? Because those people, number one, they get to see the narcissist 24/7, say it's a family member or something. And also the mask, the narcissist can't maintain the mask for long periods of time, which is a whole different video, meaning that's why every narcissistic relationship blows up, it implodes, because the narcissist cannot bear the weight of that mask any longer. Or perhaps you figured out that in fact they are a narcissist and you ended it. That's 100% real. That is exactly what happens. That's why the narcissist doesn't have long-term friends. That's why they have multiple marriages. That's why they relocate numerous times. That's why they can't sit still. That's why the narcissist is always on the go. Why? Because if they sit still, in other words, if they settle into a healthier lifestyle, let's put it that way, it will become boring, and number one, for them, and number two, the chances of them being discovered increase because there is stability. I'm really going all over the place for that part of the video, but what I'm explaining to you is the narcissist is looking for a certain individual, someone who's going to make them look better, who's going to have resources, who's going to have assets, who's going to have time, money, empathy, love. Basically, they're looking for a brand new shiny object, i.e. a person, in this case, who they can manipulate, deceive, and destroy eventually. And that is why people need to get the wisdom, and people need to use this new superpower, which is your education on the narcissistic abusive cycle, to benefit themselves and or those loved and trusted ones around you. So the things the narcissist is looking for, it's a long list. I mentioned a few here, but they are looking for things. And I will tell you this right now. If you exited the narcissistic relationship or you are considering doing so, keep in mind that you are the one with the beauty. You are the one with the abundance. They saw that in you perhaps when you couldn't even see it in yourself. But the path, the way to go, is to remove yourself from the narcissistic abusive cycle. If not now, when? So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the rainy Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Have a beautiful new year. God bless you. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Continue on the path moving forward each and every day. Live your best life and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. Drown out the narcissist. Begin moving forward. If not now, when? God bless you. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Good night, you guys. Bye.